Um, Jenny Lynn, Snowden's app Haven is a spy app, but it's a spy app for us.
Okay.
So what it does is give the public access to the same type of functionality that the intelligence agencies. Oh, sorry, I'm just seeing the OcuWorld says Snowden worked for DIA, yet there is a glaring lack of released info from there. There is DIA references scattered throughout these documents. OcuWorld. So there have been multiple DIA references. But just back to Haven quickly. Jenny, what kind of nefarious potential does it have? Because anybody who wants to spy on someone else right now can easily hack their phone and make their phone do the same. Like hacking team software. Okay. This is a topic I know a lot about.
You're good.
Hacking Team, which was the Italian hackers, which law enforcement agencies all over the world are customers of. In the emails, in the Hacking Team releases in WikiLeaks, there is what can only be described as like mercenaries, like ex-military guys. There was one in New Zealand specifically that I'm thinking of, who just paid the money and purchased Hacking Team, was able to have a server and could hack anybody's mobile phone that they wanted, could use it to take photos, could use it for anything. If you have money, you can target whoever you like. There is a company called SSI Pacific in Wellington in New Zealand, which says outright that it's a commercial company. You pay it money and it will hack people and target them for you.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that Haven does that a bad person couldn't get some other way. They can hire private investigators, they can hire these shady, dodgy mercenary security companies. They can purchase software and do it yourself. So Haven, I don't see Haven as giving the bad guys anything that they don't already have. But what it does do is it gives people who wouldn't do any of those things or have access to any of those things, it gives them the same functionality. It's like leveling the playing field. So for me, right, Jenny Lynn, I agree with you that it could be used for those things, but there is 100,000 other ways that someone who wants to could already do those things. So here's where it makes a difference, okay? It makes a difference to someone like me when I was being targeted in New Zealand. I had absolutely no capacity whatsoever. I knew my home was being broken into. If you've seen my documentary, because they would deliberately do things inside my home so I would know that they'd been there. It would give me a way to prove what was happening to me. Because even when they broke in, if they went and disabled the phone, I would have photos of them disabling the phone.
Yeah.
Like they can disable my security camera if I put a security camera at the front door. They can disable my alarm if I disable my alarm at the front door. But Haven, they would actually have to physically disable the phone, by which time I would already have photos and or videos and or audio files of the fact that they were inside my house doing it.
Yeah.
It gives targets the same power as those targeting them, at least at that physical level, in a physical environment.
Like a huge new tool that even though there are going to be some ultimate, the same type of issues that you have already from other types of technology, it's a huge bonus, as you're saying, for activists and other people that may be targeted.
So where I can see, one potential use that I could see is that it is essentially a counterintelligence application. It's created a mobile app for counterintelligence, which means that spies will probably use it. Spies will be able to install Haven and leave a phone in their hotel room or their whatever. And maybe they won't need a whole support team watching their place or whatever. Who knows? It may well save spy agencies and investigative agents, private investigators, all these types of security companies. It might save them money and resources. But it is the first serious threat to their ability to target lay people and get away with it. Because their number one obsession is deniability. They need to be able to deny that they were ever in your house. Like the things they would do inside my house were like the most petty little things that I would never, like I knew they'd been there, but I could never prove it. Like I talk in my documentary about, like they'd bring a newspaper in that I hadn't purchased and they'd leave it open on the coffee table so that I would walk in and I would know. But I can't go to a police station and be like, someone left a newspaper on my coffee table. I want you to investigate that.
Yeah.
So
that's the quickest way to get you labeled as someone.
Exactly. But
Absolutely.
if I had my phone sending me photos of someone entering my house and putting a newspaper on my coffee table, all of a sudden that's a way more, to be able to go to the police and say, look, this is what happened, this is what was done to me. That's a freaking game changer. Also, to then be able to collect that evidence for a court of law, to be able to supply a lawyer with that type of thing. Not going to a lawyer like I had to in New Zealand and saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G has happened to me, but being able to say, here's a memory stick and here's all the, dates, timestamps, everything automatically recorded. The amount of work it would save a target, and oh my God, and the peace of mind. I mean, one of the other horrible things I didn't talk about in my documentary, but they used to do is one of my children had an outside door to their bedroom, and I would come home from an action, from a protest, and that door would be wide open.
Wow.
Unlocked and open. And once again, I can't go to the police and say, I definitely didn't leave that door open. I definitely locked it. I couldn't do that. So this is the type of thing that it could prevent them doing. It could make a serious, meaningful difference in the lives of activists. And I didn't mean to get on here and give...
No, you're fine. I mean, I think at the very, very least, it's something that's going to help the sanity and the validation of a lot of people. At the very bottom level of what it can do and will do for people. So that's amazing.
Really. Exactly. And I just think it's pretty obvious that the spies have access to similar technology already. The spies have it's an uneven playing field right now. They've got the resources, they've got the laws, they've got the money, they've got the teams of people, and the targets have fucking nothing. The targets are under massive pressure and horrible things are being done to them, and they're having to deal with trying to explain to people what's happening to them at the same time as their social groups are being poisoned and turned against them. I mean, deliberately, like they will literally go to your kids' schools, go to your neighbors, go do everything they can to stop anyone believing you, to discredit you by any means. Haven is a game changer. And if anything, I don't think that factor has been pushed enough. I don't think people are yet getting what the potential of that app is.
Well, that's why these types of discussions are important.
I actually didn't have security cameras, Jenny Lynn. The first thing is that they leave you with no money. They do absolutely everything they can to cut off all financial resources to you. So when you're in a situation like I was, where you're a solo mum with 2 kids, they were destroying my home around me, literally smashing external water pipes, smashing my roof over and over again, doing everything to cost me money. So that I was just constantly having to pay to try to fix what the damage they were doing, which they'd then just come and do the damage again. And they prevent you, they go after your income, they go after your assets, they go after absolutely everything. So, and at the same time, I was trying to juggle still covering actions, supporting my I had people on my media team who were targeted even worse than me, who actually were hospitalized, who actually had really serious things happening to them. So I was trying to support the people around me and deal with my domestic situation and still go and cover events and do my journalism. So I had no capacity I couldn't even begin, and I didn't have the knowledge, the experience, or the resources to be able to somehow fortify my home. So I did really basic things like putting floodlights in, and I did what I could when I could, but I couldn't. I mean, they had GPS trackers on my car. You name it, they were doing it. So I did the best I could under the circumstances, but I was just basically surrounded by hostile forces on all sides. Yeah, it was totally an atrocious situation, Laura. It was really, really atrocious. I've said before, and it's true, there were weeks in 2014 where I did not think I honest to God, did not believe I would see the week out. Like, I did not expect, my life became, I was really day by day. At the point at which, they're tampering with my vehicle, the car fire, like them trying to drive me off a cliff, like I couldn't even see into the next week or into the next month. I couldn't see a future. A future was like a luxury that was not afforded to me.
That is terrific.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm just one of many people.
Yeah.
Many people. And so it's all well and good when we're sitting here and we're talking about like Iraq and insurgents and IEDs and stuff like that. But also understand that this happens in the West. This happens to civilians. This happens to people who could never make an IED in their life, even if they wanted to. And they pick on us. They pick on us because we're easy targets, and they're pretty sadistic, these people. So,
and like the word target means that as well as the other uses for it. So that's definitely massively important.
The world is a battlefield, George W. Bush said. Any country that you are in, we are coming for you. And he meant it, and we didn't take him seriously enough.
Yeah.
But all this stuff that we're looking at now in these 2004 documents, eventually it really did spread to every country on earth. All that counterterrorism funding, all the special laws that they passed everywhere were all for this. So someone said like, oh, thank you for your courage, blah, 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 on one of my Steam It posts. And it's your story is such a great story. And I said to them, like, it's really nice to be able to actually sit here and tell it. Because I never thought, I had no guarantee, less than no guarantee. It was a very high likelihood that I would never get the chance. Never get the chance. So, but here I am. And now I'm getting my revenge in my own tiny little way, just by educating people and showing them this is what's going on. We need to be aware of it.
Definitely.
Might have paid a high price, but I'm grateful. I would never know Elizabeth. Like imagine all the things that would never have happened,
Yeah, I would be very sad if I didn't get to know you, but I'm not happy that happened to you either. So we just have to deal with it as it is, I guess. But
I think everything has a purpose.
Yeah.
I do believe everything has a purpose and a reason.